Welcome to Times of Refreshing. I'm your host, Toyin. I really want to appreciate everyone for following, liking our page, and for sharing our posts each time we post out there. I want to say that to those who send us DMs, I hope I was able to answer your questions, and I hope you're putting all that we discussed into practice. Today on Times of Refreshing, I want to talk to us about choices. We make choices every day because we are responsible for decisions in our lives. And we have to make these choices. We cannot run from them. But what kind of choices do we make? Do we make the right choices or the wrong choices? Some people say that experience is the best teacher. It's very true. But there are some choices that we make that the experiences are not good, either immediately or in the near future. That is why today I want to discuss some of the things that we can do to help us make right choices. Let me make a statement here. There's no hard and fast rule about it. One cap does not fit all. But little things here and there that we can consider before making some choices can help us make the right choices. What are choices? These are just decisions that we make when we are faced with one or more possibilities. Those are choices. And choices could be in every area of our lives, every day, every minute, every second, every hour, we're making choices. One of the things we have to understand is that choices define our lives. They make us who we are. What you are today is as a result of the choices you made sometime, earlier on. Also, the choices we make does not only affect us. The choices we make at times affect our family, affect our co-workers, affect our friends. That is why it's important for us to make choices. Our choices today will definitely have a bearing on our tomorrow, on our future. That is why the popular adage that says, as you make your bed, you lie on it, it's very relevant in today's topic. What you choose is the result that you will get at the end of the day. So what are some of the ways we can use to help us make the right choices? The first thing I want to talk about is that you have to understand what your values are before you make choices. You have to understand you have to have your own values, and you have to be able to go back to it when you have decisions to make. What do I stand for? What do I believe in? So that the choices you're making will not negate your value. Because your value also helps you in achieving your goals. If you make choices that are not the right ones, that does not go with your values, there's a tendency that you might regret such choices. Another thing I want to talk about is that you have to have a clarity of purpose for your life and for the choices you make. If I make this choice, what will be the result of this choice? What is the purpose for taking the step towards A direction or towards B direction? So you have to have a clarity. Where is this choice going to lead me? What am I going to achieve by taking this decision? That is what it means by having clarity. Don't just jump at some choices because some other people are doing the same thing. Let me give you an example of what I'm trying to say. Before we had the real estate slum in the United States, so many people were jumping on board, buying very huge houses just because their friends are doing it. Some did not consider if they need 5-bedroom houses, if they need 8-bedroom houses, but just because their friends were doing it, they were also doing it. And when the real estate slump came, a lot of people were really affected by it, to the extent that some were losing their homes, some losing their money, some even lost their investment, and some had health issues as a result of it. You can imagine when you do not sleep, high blood pressure sets in, stress sets in, and that really affects a lot of people. You can imagine when you do not sleep, stress will set in, that will lead to high blood pressure, and at the end of the day, the health is affected. So those are the kind of things I'm talking about when I say you have to have a clarity of purpose concerning the choice that you're taking. You must also realize and consider before you make a decision who your decision, your choices are going to affect. If you want to buy shares, you want to buy new houses, you want to make an investment, you have to consider your children, your family, you have to consider your future before you do that. I'm not saying they're bad, they're very good, there are people that succeed in it, but these are choices, things you have to think about before you make that choice. You work in an office and you do things that does not help your colleagues, you have to consider your choice. If it's not going to work for others, if the ripple effect of your choice is going to affect others in a bad way, it's time to drop it or rethink it before you move ahead. What are the other things that are choices that we need to consider? You need to consider making positive choices. It is important because there are some choices that are negative. How do you know choices that are positive? If your choice is not going to make you lose sleep, if it's not going to take away your peace, if it's not going to take away your joy, if it's not going to take you away from your family all the time, those are things you need to consider. But if your choice is going to make you lose family time with your family, if it's going to cause communication problem in your home, or eventually bring a division between you and your family, that's not a good choice. So you must make positive choice. If you're going to make a choice and you know it's going to make you lose sleep, it's going to make you keep getting afraid, keep getting anxious about the outcome, it's not a good choice. You need to reconsider it. Also, the choices we make, we must make choices that will help our future. Choices that later on in life we can look back and we're sure that this has been the right choice. What about asking other people for their opinions? Look for the right people to talk to about their opinions concerning this choice. Remember, it's yours to make. And whatever you make, you have to live with it. Other people will give you their opinion, but you also have to consider when they're giving you their opinion, is it the right one to make? Because you are the one living with it. It's like a young man or a young woman deciding to get married. They are going to live with one another. Once they make that choice, if problems comes later, there's very little their friends, their families can do about it. They are the ones to live with it. Also examine the pros and cons of the choices you want to make. This is where I would say get knowledge about that decision. You don't let anybody rush you into making a decision or making a choice. Don't run into making choices. Take your time, research about it, talk to people about it, be convinced it's what you want to do, and that will help you to make the right choice. Making choices under pressure is really, really not the best for anybody. A lot of people make choices under pressure and they live to regret it. That is not what you want to do. You want to make sure that the choice you're going to make, the decision, is not made under pressure. If it's putting you under pressure, take some time off from me to think about it, to feel it out, to think it out, to research it, to read it up, to get some knowledge about it before you take that step, because it might not be the right choice. Lastly today, I want to say this. Follow your God-given instinct. See, I'm not just saying follow your instinct. Follow your God-given instinct. Because when you're going to make a decision, you need to also pray to God. And when you pray to God, when you tell God about that choice, God is going to give you and lead you, give you something to, God is going to, help you make the decision. So I want to say lastly, follow your God-given instinct to make that decision. And I can assure you that when you follow your God-given instinct, there's every possibility that you have just made a right choice. Like I said, we make choices every day. I know as I'm speaking to you, you are making some choices. After I've spoken to you, you're going to make more choices. Take care with those choices. Don't just rush into them. Make sure you follow some of the steps we've talked about, think about it, and I want to pray with you that you would not make wrong choices in life so that your future would at least be peaceful. Until next time on Times of Refreshing, once again, I want to appreciate you. After watching this particular post, I want you to share it with your friends. Somebody out there needs to hear this. Don't keep it to yourself. Have a wonderful time. Bye-bye.